Hi, welcome back to another short video on my Saab 900 Turbo 16S flat nose restoration. Today I'm going to be dealing with the trying to get the engine started, so I'm sorting out the fuel system. Now, what I've done so far is I've pinched the battery out of the Mini, connected that up. The fuel pump on the older Saabs, which mine is, and there's a bit of a disclaimer here, obviously I'm no professional and you are going to be messing about with electrical sparks and fuel, so obviously safety first on that one, or call in the overchargers. This is the old type fuel pump on the earlier, I think 83 to 86-ish Saabs. So if you wanted to take the fuel pump out, there's a little grommet here which will give you access to the ring clip or large Jubilee clip that's holds the rubber gasket in and the fuel pump and sender unit. I think the sender unit's on that side. But luckily, off camera, the fuel pump is running, and basically, what you want to be doing is in the fuse box. Now, on the early ones, the bypass is a link of wire. This is so you can run the fuel pump without the engine starting. I have cranked it over off camera. Thankfully, it's after 9, 10, 11, 12 years, I'm not quite sure, it cranks over fine. So I'm not going to touch the ignition system in this video. It's just purely the fuel. So to link out the fuel line, you look, I don't know if you can see that, that's the fuel, that's fuse 30 is the fuse 30 is the fuel pump. Now 27, 28 and 29 I've got a live feed unswitched ignition, so you've got 12 volts on these three fuses here. So a link of wire, before that on the later Saabs, I think you do it via the relay, and it's position 30 to 87 on the later 16Ss or later Saabs. You use that, but on this one, mine being the earlier one, we're linking out this. Now what we're aiming for is, according to the manual, you want 900 mil per 30 seconds. Now you'll probably see a lot of YouTubers when these barn find, they try and crank over these engines and try and fire them on old fuel. Now obviously this is a high pressure fuel system, so all the unions are banjo bolts. And now this is some of the fuel that I've already taken out. Now if you look at the colour of that, you probably, in a 4-stroke engine, you're probably more likely to start the engine on tramp urine than that type of fuel. In a 2-stroke, you've got no chance. So this is probably, like I say, probably about 10 years old, this fuel. Now, what I've done, I've taken the banjo bolt out. Now, with all banjo bolts on high pressure systems, that's a 17 mil, that's a 19 mil. Always double spanner them to get a purchase, because you will bend that fuel rail just putting a 17 on that banjo bolt. Same on the fuel filter, which is near the back axle underneath, and the same on the fuel pump. They've always got a double purchase on them, and that is basically because they are tight. Obviously they've got copper washers that seal. You probably need to replace those. So I've got the banjo, the fuel feed into the fuel rail into a bottle. So that's older fuel, that's 10 years old. And if you see in this bottle here, it's actually getting lighter. The heavier fuels settle into the discolour fuels settle into the bottom, so we are getting some sort of clean fuel coming through the system. And I presume over the years the tank's probably empty. This is just fuel that's been in the fuel lines. So my advice is get rid of it as much as you can. Get rid and start with fresh, especially if you're going to be cranking over trying to fire the engine up. You'll see so many people struggling 30, 40 time attempts trying to fire up old fuel, and it's just not going to happen. So back to the jump. Basically, what we're doing here is we're bypassing the live feed, which is this one, to the supply feed to the fuel pump, which is there. And you probably can hear the fuel. Now there you go. There's a nice amount of fuel. And I say you're after 900 mil. Right, so we've got a fuel leak, let's say. No smoking or anything. That'll probably fire when I get to the ignition system side of it. So at the moment I've got the HT lead off. I use that to crank it. Beforehand, a couple of weeks ago, I put some penetrating fuel down the cylinder bores to try and lubricate them. So I'm going to have to clear all that off the spark plugs. Probably a new set of spark plugs at some point, and then I think we're hopefully ready to fire. Most of the electric seems to have come back to life. Say it hasn't been run for 10 years, so as far as that's concerned, we're quite good to go. Bit of man fuel there, just in case you need some, doing this type of job. So just finally, in one of my shorts, going back into Steptoe's yard, I did a short on the mats. You have to excuse the dog; she's nutty. I did a short on the mats. Now these are the old mats; they've been in the car for years. That's how it was. Now what I'm going to do to this is give it a good scrub, soapy water, then a bit of panel wipe or alcohol to degrease it, and then I basically got some satin spray, and if you see the difference, it's just amazing. I'm going to probably paint this in white in 2-pack with a brush, just a tiny drop of 2-pack white or maybe silver, and bring out the Saab logo on those. So that's just a quick one to say that's just purely I think it was like it's any sort of satin black, good spray, and I think it come up absolutely fantastic, like new. So I'm going to leave that there. That's basically, in the next video will be sorting the ignition system out, which hopefully is just basically cleaning up the points and the rotor arm and the plugs, and I'm hoping we're going to go for a start. Another kind of man fuel there, terrible. So again, this was just a quick one, so I hope you sort of got some benefit from that. So mine is the older system, which has the old type fuel pump. The new ones have the screw-on collar, and I think they're like a white neoprene plastic with the screw-on collar. Be very careful taking those off. You need again a double purchase across them, because you can snap that ring, and you can get them, I believe, but always go. You can make a key out of some steel or something like that, or a very long set of long nose pliers just to get into the little fins. So I'll leave it at that, and hopefully I'll do another update when I get round to firing the little beauty up. So take care, enjoy.